Hi friends, I'm the Saxophone Oracle, and this week what I'm going to talk about is growling. So growling, many of you want to know, how do you growl when you play the saxophone? So this is something we hear, this is mostly something we hear in rock and roll music, the raunchy, growly saxophone sound. Sometimes you hear it another time, like I've heard Charlie Parker growl once in a while a little bit. I've even heard Dexter Gordon growl once. But mostly this is a rock and roll thing. We don't really touch this so much in jazz. And basically, there are only two ways that I know of how to get a growl when you're playing. And in general, it's a really hard thing to teach because other than letting you hear how it sounds, you can't see what's going on because it happens all in here. But so the first way, the most common way to growl is literally you're grunting or vocalizing while you play, right? So, while you blow. It's as simple as that. So it's not that difficult. It's something, I mean, it takes practice coordinating, keeping your embouchure, the air going, and also growling here in your throat. But it's really not that difficult to do. And I think that's the typical growl we hear most of the time if you hear like rock and roll saxophone playing. So. So it's as simple as that. It's growling in here. So it's not that hard. It takes a bit of practice. The thing you have to be careful of is to use it really sparingly because you are, you're actually growling and it's quite a workout. It's not really great for your vocal cords. I did a gig once where I had to growl a lot and I was doing that all night. And then the next week, I had literally lost my voice for 2 or 3 days before I could start speaking again. That's how much damage it did to my vocal cords. So I would use it very sparingly. The other way that I know of how to growl is by something called flutter tonguing. So basically our tongue is going like that. So this one is a lot more difficult. It takes a lot more practice to learn how to do. Because basically you're making your tongue go like this. So think about rolling your R's. So if you can do that, then you can flutter tongue. But not everyone can do that. I mean, if you come from Russia or Ukraine, someplace like that, like a Slavic language, you might be able to more naturally roll your R's. But for some people, it's quite difficult. So you have to practice that on its own, just going. Then the next thing you have to get together is blowing, keeping an embouchure and rolling like that. And finally, the third piece of the puzzle is placing it, because you can't really, if you're tonguing right on to the reed, you can't really roll your R because the reed's going to stop it. So you have to pull your tongue further back in your mouth, back there, and you're really tonguing sort of in front of the mouthpiece. Your tongue is kind of interrupting the air like that, between the reed and the mouthpiece. Okay, so this one is quite difficult. I mean, you can do it, but it starts with rolling the R with the tongue, then being able to roll it while having an embouchure, and then being able to place the tongue far enough back while you're playing to do it. So here's what it sounds like with the flutter tongue. Anyway, I need to practice that. It's not that easy, but that's what it is. So I hope you found this video interesting, useful, helpful. Let me know. Try the things out. Let me know how it goes. If you have questions or comments, drop them below. I'd love to address them in any future videos. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you as always for continuing to watch. I'm the Saxophone Oracle. Have a great week. Happy practicing. Bye for now.